I thought I'd make this video as a tutorial on buying new phones because loads of people just end up spending so much money on phones when it's completely unnecessary. And I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to use GSM Arena to compare devices specs, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So I have the S20 over here and the S21, which is just the next generation up. Now if you go down on this website, you can see that as far as specification goes, they're very similar. You have the same size display and you won't really be able to tell much of a difference between the resolutions. It's actually gone lower in the newer phones, as you can see. And you can go all the way down, you can see that there's almost zero differences in the specs, and you can see the score as well. So the first thing I do is just lay out some of the things that I want in a phone. So in this case, I will be buying a new phone and I want to have a 7-inch display. I want at least 6 gigabytes of RAM because 4 gigs is not good enough anymore. I want Android 13 or maybe 12 or 11. I'll be okay with that. I want OLED display because I want a very nice display on it. And I'm going to go for the price bracket. Now this is very important. People just end up spending so much money on phones, and the difference between the older phone and the new phone is like zero. So that you spend just to spend $1,000 and there's no difference. Of course it's a new phone, you know, design might be a little bit different, but whatever. Now I want to go with the budget that I use all the time for a smartphone if I'm buying a personal smartphone, and that is only £200. And I know what you're thinking, well, you're not going to get anything out of that, but you'll be surprised, for £200 you can get a lot of a smartphone. You look on the second-hand market, which is not a bad idea at all. In fact, it's much better. I got a really good phone. It looks brand new. So let's go ahead and look for a smartphone with these specifications. We're going to use GSM Arena again. At least 6 gigabytes of RAM. I want a big display. Now the fact is, you're not going to be able to get 7-inch phone because there's only 35 of them. And the foldables, which are really expensive, and I think I want to go back and change that. Oh, I also want a really nice looking phone. Let's have a look at the Google Pixel Pro. That's really good. It's 50 megapixels. It's great. Let's check the price on it. So this is something that I'd want. Google Pixel 7 Pro. Now this of course is not going to be in the price range, so we're not going to be looking at this one because it's 500 quid and I don't want to spend 500 quid. So let's go ahead and look at a different phone. Now look at this one. We have the A73. It seems to have 6 gigabytes RAM. All these phones are going to be meeting the specifications. It looks pretty nice as well, I think. So we'll go ahead and check this price out on this one, and I'm sure we can get this one very cheap because it's A series. 300 quid. 50,000. Wow. Okay, change of plans. I'm gonna go with a bigger phone because I think there's too many of that size. Let's go with 6.9 inches. We have an S20 Ultra. Ooh. The S20 is £150, which I'll be happy with. I'm sure it's a small phone, so but if you look at the Ultra, I've actually looked at this before. You can get it for 230 quid. So if my budget is £200, you can get this for 230, which is a bit over, but if you're willing to make a sacrifice, you might be able to get this good phone. So that's a good price. But I want something for £200. Okay, let's look at Note 20 Ultra. That's too much. S21 Ultra. That's also at about 350 to 400. So that's a bit over. Let's look at the Note 10 Plus. Oh, look at this. £200. That's pretty good. I think this might be it. So I was looking for a phone for a few days, and while I was searching, a seller did give me an offer, and it was a very good deal. I got for £180 the S20 Plus. So this has a 6.7 inch display, which is a little bit smaller, but it's a pretty good size. I go ahead and turn it on. You can see the display on it is very nice. I really do like the display. And I've already set it up. I've been using it. So this is in used condition. It was refurbished, seller refurbished, and the seller said that it's very good condition. It was in grade B, which I don't know if that's really good. But when I got it, I looked at the screen and everything, and I can't really find any signs of use on it. So it's, I mean, there might be just small signs of use. I got this case for it as well. You find maybe there's just some smudging or some scratches on the bottom, but you can't see that. So I've been using this for a couple of days. I've set it up, and I have to say, for £180, this is basically like a brand new phone, and it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. It's got 64 megapixel camera, which I'm not going to use that much, but it's got a very, very beautiful display, 120 hertz. It's got Face ID. It's got fingerprint sensor built into the phone, and this is a very nice display. So this is going to be my new phone. I think I'm going to keep. You can say I upgraded from the Google Pixel 4a, which I didn't have any issues with. The only reason I got this is because I wanted a nicer looking phone. But the Google Pixel 4a, even in 2023 right now, is not a bad phone. It's a very, very nice phone. In fact, the Pixel 4a does have the better user experience and the better cameras than the Galaxy. So that is one thing that Pixel does have going for it still. As far as the Pixel goes, I think if I like the Galaxy, I might sell the Pixel 4a. But this is a very nice phone as well. And you can get this for £80, which is amazing. So it's got 6 gigs of RAM. It's got OLED storage display. It's got almost the same specifications. So there's a difference, but the screen is smaller, and this has a bigger screen. So if you look around, you do a little bit of research, you can get a good phone for a very cheap price.